Corner Boxing. We're in the game.
Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, especially where you're from around the world. My name is Mr. Neutral, and tonight this show is about Mental Health Mondays, and the theme tonight is Civilian Street, life outside the ring with professional boxers. And just as we've started the show, Mr. Gary Spike O'Sullivan has joined us. Thank you very much, sir. Glad to see you again. Hope you're well.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, lads.
Absolute pleasure, privilege. You'll know Trevor McCumby, and you'll know Mr. Martin Hillman over there, top right. The gentleman next to me, Gary, is Mr. Bobby Sampson from Santa Chance, a brilliant podcast show over there in Canada. So
nice
that's the
intro.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Likewise.
That's all the introductions done. Before we do get started, to be remiss of me to let you know this show is sponsored by EasyStorage.com for your local nationwide needs, and of course, Boxing Fight Zone. Our merchandise and apparel partners, check them all out. The links in the bio. Discounts available. Right, let's get into it. Mental Health Mondays, episode 1. Last month, we had a couple of boxes on. Mr. Aston Brown. I'm thinking of a good pal of ours, Darren Aston. Mr. Aston Brown, Scottish middleweight, Celtic champion, and Mr. Ben Day. And we were talking about, people who had issues with either drugs or the law, and how that affects them in boxing. Tonight's theme is about Civilian Street, life outside boxing, outside the ring, in between fights, what's going on mentally. And I'm glad to say that we've got, this platform is open to men, real boxing men. And of course, Bobby, when we put these shows together, it's to give not only boxers a chance to get the fans know just exactly what's going on in their minds during these periods, but it's also, important for men to step up and just say, you know what, it's all right to talk, isn't it?
No, absolutely. I completely agree.
It's not that bad after all.
Completely agree. I think at the end of the day, right in front of us, we have 3 warriors, and we only see what we get to see. Isn't that fair, guys? We see your walk-ins, we see what you let us see from training and whatnot, but we don't get to see you in between. So this is a great opportunity, like Mr. Neutral is saying, for all of us to really understand what goes on. If I may, Mr. Neutral, I have one question. May I start with something?
Please go ahead, sir.
So, Trevor, I look at you in particular because you had that war with Caleb. And that was, just a war of wars. And I'm sure all 3 of you guys have gone through some amazing wars. When does the fight actually end for you? When does that momentum come down? How long does it take to come back to a even keel?
Man, it takes a while, especially, with a family and kids. Like, you get back and just my kids, I can feel they're trying to acclimate. They're trying to, just get used to me being back at the house, because I go away for, 2-3 months, and then all of a sudden, Daddy has a fight, and then I come home and it's like, he's got, cuts, bruises, they're wondering what's going on. So even with kids, it's a lot. And then reacclimating with the wife, like, I was gone for 2-3 months. So, and also just hitting the switch, because I'm naturally just kind of a chill, easygoing guy. And, when I go in the ring, though, it's just totally different. So just switching training mode on to like fight mode, back to regular, just family loving dad, it's, that can be something that takes, a few weeks just to even reacclimate too.
Absolutely. Now, you're a God-fearing man, Trevor. How much stock do you put in your faith that everything is going to be all right while you're away? The last thing you want to hear is any bad news when you're at camp. How do you cope with that? How do you condense that into your mind?
Man, especially my last camp, getting ready for Pacheco, like I really doubled down and I stayed in the word, and I worshipped every day, and um that was just something that I really wanted to implement, especially in camp. But I knew that if I stayed consistent in my faith throughout all of camp, that it was going to carry on into after camp. So, it totally just fortified my mind. So I was like, you know what, like I'm getting something positive out of this camp. Not only am I doing everything I need to do to win, but also like um, these commitments that I make to every day are going to continue even after a fight, after boxing. I think everybody needs to really, really like stay on point with having great habits in your spiritual life, and also your family and health, because this boxing thing isn't forever. You know what I mean? You got to worry
Mhm.
about yourself.
Absolutely. Just one more thing before we bring in one of our other guests. After the defeat to Caleb Plant, and you went home pretty cut up, you clash your heads or the rest of it, and they're quite rightly saying you got that anxiety, with, dealing with the children and your family, don't want to see you in that state. Did that give you extra pressure being that family man and having to cope with the fact that you didn't win and you've had to go back? And did that change yourself, or did you just say, right, oh no, I'm just me. I'm just going to carry on the way I do things.
You know, I I've always been a winner, man. In the amateurs, I went 138 and 11. Um, and I was
Incredible.
28 and 0 up until the Caleb Plant fight, and that's just something. When I was little, my dad, I don't know, he just burned it into my head that losing is a disease, and once you catch it, it's hard to get rid of it. So yeah, that it really is. It's a bummer for any fighter to get that first loss, and yeah, it's tough. But I just know, I know I'm one of the best in the division. I'm going to be a world champion. Um, just all the work I've done, all the experience I've done in the past, and I just know that I'm one of the best in the world. So it didn't really put me down too far. I think what really, you know, kind of sucked was, my son. He's getting of age where he kind of understands stuff, and to see his dad lose, on TV like that, that can kind of be a blow, man. But for me, it just gives me motivation to keep training really, really hard and being robotic in my faith and my training, and taking care of my body, and just being the absolute best person I can be, man. Best father, best husband, best friend, person, boxer. So
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Wicked, wicked. Um, if I may, just for everyone here, for all three guys, like in boxing, you have someone to teach you how to throw a jab, you have someone to teach you defense. Do you have someone in your camp that helps you with outside of camp? Like, is there someone there? Do you guys have to lean on to kind of help you guide you through some of the nuances of in between everything?
Uh,
Uh,
I don't
Martin,
personally know.
Mm.
I don't really know, in all honesty. So
So,
Sorry, short and sweet answer that one. Sorry, lads.
No, I'm just curious. Because, I mean, in
I was-
essence, you would think you would have someone that you could kind of lean on, or is that something that boxers should have? Is this something that's missing from your camp of team?
Yeah, I have I got something, but go ahead, Gary.
No, it's my little kid there, Tommy. He wanted to come over
hello,
and say
Tommy. How you doing,
What's up,
big man?
Tommy? How's it going, bud?
Good to see you, son.
Good boy.
You're going to be a star one day, Paul. Don't worry about that.
Wait, actually, give it, Sorry, lads.
No
no.
problem at all, mate. No
Beautiful
problem.
intro.
Love it, mate. Love
I
it.
just made him some mussels before we came on, and he's not too fond of them, so he wants to try the chicken. Sorry,
Yes.
I forgot.
You know,
I think
so,
I
Bobby.
personally have like a lot of I have a lot of good friends. I guess I can lean on. If things go wrong, and I've lost plenty of fights. I've lost 6 already. So yeah, I needed some support. I guess. But I don't know. Yeah, I think it's good to have people to lean on outside the box, and for sure.
yeah,
I'm just fortunate to have acquired a lot of good friends over the years. Like, it's been a long career. I mean, I'm on to my 18th year, so got a lot of good friends I can depend on. And
absolutely. I remember, Gary, when we spoke, we were talking about your gym, and there's people there that just bring you straight back down to earth when you need to. That is a great support system, isn't it?
There is, and I've just got a lot of good friends in general, and that's general. I'm very fortunate to have that, and I try to be as independent as I can, and I'm a family man as well, and my family are what's most important to me, and
Yeah.
actually, I never went away for camp like the guys. I never went away continuously. I like to. I live in Cork and travel to Dublin. It's about a 3-hour drive. Sorry, my kids are making a racket in the back trying to pick up the chicken.
So, all right.
I take this about a 3-hour drive. I go there Monday and I return on Friday. I spend the weekend with my family. I still go to the gym when I'm back at home in Cork over the weekend, but I just feel like I like to see them. I think it benefits me to see my family each and every weekend. I spent 7.5 weeks in the States. I had fight in Boston and New York that period of time, and I didn't do me good being away that long. I felt homesick, and I missed my family so much, and I feel as though it's better for me to be home every weekend and give them a couple of hugs and get back to camp on Monday.
See, that's a major issue for me. All three of you have fought for world titles of some description or another, and and Trevor said something about he went 28-0, and when you get to them title fights and it doesn't work out the way you want, and especially on top of homesickness. And maybe other little things that creep into the mind. Is it fair to say when you're away from home, gentlemen, and Martin, I come to you with this because you just done a bout in Africa.
Yeah.
I seen
In
your Togo. That's right,
Yeah,
and I
Togo,
seen you ring walk and the way you had to come out from outside the complex. You
The
didn't have
ring
a
was
changing
stuck
room.
up on the beach on the sands. It was nothing like it. See, my changing area was like by the cocktail bar in the hotel. So there was me and my old man doing pads, trying to wrap hands for a Commonwealth title fight, and there's people sipping cocktails. Go, what's this guy doing? Like,
He's getting changed in front of me.
yeah,
And I'm seeing
it was
his
all that
junk
going
and
on.
all kinds.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I can imagine it. I mean, that's the lighter side, of from you give a fan's view of it, and people were pure laughing, just about.
Yeah.
Having said that, you must miss your family when you're away from home like that. How much does that play in your mind?
Well, to be fair, probably if I'd gone for a long time, but I was gone and back within the week
Oh, yeah.
to Togo.
Fantastic.
Like, So there was no acclimatization or none of that fancy stuff because I had to be back at work Monday. So yeah,
You gotta
like
love this man's
I weren't,
attitude,
I
haven't
weren't,
you?
I weren't away long enough to miss them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that
And obviously my
obviously.
dad come with me in my corner, so I had my dad there. But yeah, it was a mad one, really. But I was there 2 days before the fight, 2 days after the fight. That was it.
So straight over, didn't worry about the time difference. I wouldn't imagine Togo's that much difference from here.
Well,
Over
what
in
we
the
actually done,
UK.
we flew to Ghana,
Yeah.
and then we had to get a 5-hour bus journey through the border,
Oh goodness
across the
gracious.
border into Togo. Staying way in. So after a long bus journey, I'm sitting there in layers on the bus to sweat, to make the weight, and
Doing
then
your strip.
made the weight. Yeah, yeah. I lost a couple of pounds on that bus journey, and then weighed in. Obviously refueled, but like I'm being careful what food to eat out there because
Yes,
my
of
belly's
course.
not used to their food, and so
Absolutely.
so yeah,
Yeah.
like I had some sort of like I had some food, and then yeah, stayed the night, fought the next night. The next day, got the 5-hour bus back to Ghana, had a day in Ghana, and then flew back to England. Yeah. So it
How
was
long?
Incredible.
sort of all happened too quick for me to miss anyone.
How long was your flight?
Yeah.
Bobby. Wow.
How, how long was your flight?
About 7 hours.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, and so Ghana's the same time as the UK because it's like right
Yes.
down.
Straight down,
Togo
isn't
is
it?
Mm.
yeah, Togo's 1 hour difference because it's just over
Ah,
there.
right.
Like
So it's just a long journey on the day. So and the long journey back, but quite
yeah,
So you didn't have you did your camp obviously in the UK for this. Being in
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah,
time zone, you didn't have to acclimatise. You quite rightly said.
yeah.
But
No,
Martin, is it frustrating? Do you find frustrating in between fights, unable to, or when fights get planned and you think it's on,
yeah,
and then especially the Commonwealth game, because a lot of them get called off for one reason or another.
yeah,
Are you always fearful that because you have to employ people to an extent, do you? So you have to not only watch out for yourself, but other people too. How frustrating is it for you in dealing with it?
yeah. I'll be honest with you. I've boxed since the age of 12.
Mm.
I'm 34 now. I get bored with normal life outside of boxing, not having something to train for, not because like I'll get unmotivated and it's just easy to like chill your mates, go and have tempted to go and have a pint or something like that. But when I've got a fight and I'm locked in, I've got a goal, I've got a purpose, and yeah, makes my life more hectic but more interesting. I enjoy after a fight 1-2 weeks I have off. I enjoy not getting up running and eating what I want, all that stuff. And but then I get bored of it, if I'm honest with you. And I don't know what I'm gonna do after boxing yet, because it's like I've done it for so long. I don't know. And I know, like, I'm 34 now. I've been boxing a long time, but I know it ain't gonna go on forever. So
Absolutely, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's
There's all
worrying. I'll have to find something else I can keep my life interesting with, because I've got quite a boring life apart from that.
Spike O'Sullivan. What advice
Yeah,
have you got for young Martin here? I mean, you've been through this scenario.
to be honest, I'm kind of feel the same myself. To be quite honest, I'm still not retired, and I actually had a ruptured bicep there. I'm after getting an operation. I'm in a sling at the minute. Come take a bit of
Yeah,
recovery.
Still there? Yeah.
Fight next summer, but I actually I feel the same. Actually, I do a bit of writing for a newspaper, but that wouldn't sustain me for the rest of my
Yeah,
life. I don't think. So I don't know what I'm going to do myself. Actually, after I retire, I'm unsure as to what I'm exactly going to do.
exactly. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I've had a go at coaching amateurs and stuff, and it's just not for me.
Oh,
I know coaching is for some. It's not for me. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I've got a few.
oh, I think we've lost Marty. I'm sure he'll be back.
We'll get him back. If I may, though, while we're getting
Yes,
Martin back,
Bobby.
Spike, Trevor, we all come from different parts of the world, and I think you and I, Trevor, can relate a little bit more because of where we come from. Hey, welcome back, Martin. Question for all three of
Sorry.
you guys. Do you find that the location that you reside in also determines your day to day? Like, for example, looking at you, Trevor, you got the mountains in the background. You can go hiking, this and that. There's so many different avenues that you can go down to kind of clear your mind and stuff like that. But with you guys in the UK and Ireland and stuff like that, what do you guys have that you can, push back on? Do you have things that you can go do? Is hiking, biking? Those are options for you guys, like just in terms of your environment. How much does the environment play a role in your day to day in between fights?
I live in Cork. There's a lot of hills here. It's good for like hill runs and stuff. It's quite good at it. And we live not too far from the beach as well. I like to swim in the sea here in Ireland. Is categorized as freezing. The sea here in Ireland, I find it'll release endorphins, I believe, the same as what the same endorphin that cocaine releases. So you get quite a high. I do anyway. Going in the
Quite
water
the
and
adrenaline kick, isn't it?
yeah, I stay in there for in the wintertime for about maybe 7 minutes. On average, you get really hypothermic, and the blood rushes your vital organs to protect you. When you come out, you just get a mad rush of adrenaline, and your body starts to gradually warm back up. It's magic, I think it's brilliant. It's one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Beautiful.
Sounds revitalizing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's like I couldn't recommend it highly enough.
Trevor, do you have anything like that you fall back on, or, the fishing and the usual activities as a family man?
Yeah, I like to stay in the gym. Just in the past, I had just issues with some addiction and stuff. So just being addicted to being in the gym. I love staying in the gym. I actually went and bought a Peloton treadmill, so I'm on that treadmill inside a lot. Because with the little kids right now, like I can't just say, I'm gonna go out for a run on the road. So I'll have them, watching a TV show or something as I get on the treadmill and get that done and stuff. But like
Multitasking.
Gary was saying, doing the cold ocean, right? You're
Yeah,
going there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been hitting my cold plunge like every morning. I'll do I think it's at 42 degrees right now. It's crazy cold, man. It's crazy.
yeah,
But I
it's
love
good.
doing that in the mornings.
I've got one too, but I just feel the ocean is that bit better. Just I don't know what it's just like with the nature there. I don't know the salt and the
Oh
sea.
yeah.
It's beautiful, man. It's really
It's
really
gotta
good.
be
Especially
amazing. Yeah.
it really is. It's a beautiful location as well where I go. Lovely green fields. Looking at them, it's just amazing. It's like heaven. I feel
Oh
lucky.
yeah. Yeah. God's creation, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
absolutely.
natural cold plunge.
Yeah, it's something.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Martin, any mad training regimes that you fall back on?
No, not really. No. I'm a keen runner. So that seems to sort my head out. If I got something on my mind, just hit the roads. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't live near a beach, like near an ocean or anything like that. Nothing special, to be honest with you. No, mate.
Yeah. The local swimming
No.
baths is probably your
That's me. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
your,
yeah,
your nearest
yeah,
access to swimming and that.
yeah, yeah.
Now, when you're outside the ring, gentlemen, and you're back in Civvy Street, do you feel that, because obviously when you're in camp and your fight week's coming up, you're in you're on the lips of everybody's mouths, you're in the pictures, the videos, come to the fight itself. When all said and done afterwards, and you do your fight, you divvy up what you got to do and get everyone that you employ as fighters, trainers, your cutman, your cornerman, and all your other expenses. Do you have a sort of a crisis of confidence after a fight because you're back on Civvy Street, you're back to folding, washing clothes, and looking after children? Is it a great relief that's over and you can get back to Civvy Street, Gary?
Yeah, it's my job. Boxing's my job. I like my job. I've always loved boxing. I've been boxing since I'm 5 years of age. But my professional boxing career, especially in the latter parts of my career where I earned some money, it's what benefits what keeps me going is just getting back to my family and looking after my family. I feel like I'm living the best life I can live. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. I bring my children to school every day. I collect them every day. I'm like a stay-at-home father, and I really love my life. And I'm going to continue it as long as I can. And it's kind of my ambition. I saw my daughter through primary school. She's at secondary school now. She's 14. My son is 9. I'd like to try to do the same for him. So yeah.
Yeah, they bring different pressures as they get older, the children certainly do. I've got grown-up children myself, and the wee grandchild there that we're all fearing that has to go through life, these trials and tribulations. I mean, Trevor, coming to you, the same question. After the hum and the roar of the crowds to settling back at home, is it a relief for you to get back home and, once it's all said and done?
Yeah, like Spike said, man, you just feel like the luckiest man in the world to be able to go home to your family, and you celebrate the fruits of your labor, and just hang with them. That's pretty much how I feel when I'm home. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I go pick the kids up and change the diapers and put them to bed, and yeah, they love when I'm home. So yeah, it's awesome, man. That's why we do it. That's why we do it for our family.
Absolutely.
So the kids are the kids. We will always our kids are our kids. What is the transition like with your partners though? How does that play out?
Great question.
Because kids are kids, right?
My partner, anyway, fortunately, she works full time. She works in a pharmacy, and so I mean, it's good. Our life works well, because I'm sure if she was a stay-at-home mom, I don't think we'd be arguing quite a lot if she was there every single minute of the day. But she goes out to work. She likes to go to work and come back in the evenings. I have dinner ready, and we have a very busy sporting kind of life. My children are very much involved in lots of different sports in Ireland, and I usually take them out in the evening times to play their football games or hurling. That's an Irish sport, and they do swimming. We're kept busy all the time, and then we've got a good relationship, and it works really well.
How is, I mean, you can be as coy as you can be here, I suppose, with this question. How does your wife express her concern of how you fighting? She must have seen you so many times now, and is she just used to it? Does she just know, oh, that's Spike? That's just what he does.
No, she never gets used to it. She's always concerned about me, And actually, in fact, after my latest injury, she was kind of eager for me to retire, and I spoke to her because I had to get surgery on the bicep and all the rest of it. But I will make a full recovery, and I will return to the ring. And my friend is also she's a doctor, and she was also concerned. So I made both of them sit down and watch Bleed for This with me about Vinny Pazienza, and so I wanted to tell him that I'm fine, and that look what Vinny Paz went through. It's only my bicep. I mean, I'm fine with that, man.
It's not broken back.
Exactly. So Convince them I'll be okay.
I just had a thought and a question for all three of you guys. Do you guys have like little signals or little telltales when you're in the ring to communicate with your partner, like I'm okay or anything like that? Like when you've come out of a war?
No.
No.
No. In all honesty, no.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
mean in the ring while you're fighting, or
No,
do you mean like
Like
after?
the fight, you're doing your post-fight interview, whatever the case may be. The partner may not be there with you, family may not be there with you, but they're watching at home, and you can kind of give them a wink or something. Do you guys have anything like that in place? I mean,
No, it's a good idea, though.
Yeah, that's actually
Just-
that would be.
But I know it was fake, but anyway.
Oh,
I'm sure
better
it's fake.
still. I'm all right, darling. Don't worry about me.
right? You know, kind of like Rocky when he did Adrian, right? So
Yeah.
something like that. Like I was just curious. I've always wondered that because, like this past weekend, we saw Manny Pacquiao's son fight for the first time. Yeah. And I found
Yes.
it more interesting to see the reaction of his mother to the fight than anything else, because she's seen Manny fight so many times, but to see her own baby fight for the first time, just the way she was curled up against Manny, you could just look into her eyes and see the concern, right? So that's why I thought if you guys had some kind of signals or some kind of unknown communications with your partners and families watching at home to let you know, hey, I'm cool, before you can get on that phone.
No, I think
No,
the same
but
way.
like he said, it's a great idea actually.
Yeah.
But
Maybe we've started something tonight.
Yeah,
I don't-
maybe have signal system in place for the wives. I mean, Trev, similar, question for you. So, are you having to, let's say, placate your good lady wife, about your health and safety and your mental health when you're away at camp and fights?
Yeah, I pretty much tell her everything, and I think she's always just looking to see, where my mind's at, making sure it's in the right place, and but at the end of the day, she knows that I train really hard, and my trainer is always advocating, for good defense, and him and I are like best friends too, so he really is looking out for me when I'm in the ring, so. Once I'm in there, I think she really is confident in my abilities, and she's never really that concerned, which I always thought like she would be, but I don't know. She's just confident in me, so
Yeah.
never been like too scared or anything. Mm-mm.
Yeah. The
Which is
reason
beautiful.
the reason I asked these questions, gentlemen, because it strikes me that this doesn't seem to be anyone for the families of you guys, the wives, the children, the brothers, the fathers. What you worry about, they obviously worry about it too. When it comes to you guys, can you do you have empathy and sympathy for the people around you in the job that you do?
I do anyway. I feel when I used to be more nervous when I watched my good friends in the gym, I became really close to a couple of the fighters I trained with over the years. And also, I had the same experience when I was younger. My younger brothers used to box, and I felt so much more nervous about watching them than when I fight myself. So
Yeah.
I've no doubt, absolutely, my family, my partner, my children, they feel what I felt back then, and even more so probably because I boxed. They never boxed. I don't know as much. They just probably see me getting caught or whatever. So that I have a lot of empathy for them.
Yeah. Martin?
yeah, I do see what you mean and what Gary's saying there. Like, because even when I watch someone who's like my close friend who's fighting or whatever, it's like I get more nervous for them than when I'm boxing. So then I kind of think, what must my family and stuff like that think? So yeah, I do have empathy, yeah. But then again, it hasn't stopped me keep on doing it. So
Mhm, mhm. Within the
I'm
boxing communities, like for example, the UK, Ireland, it's very close knit. Everyone's kind of close together. In North America, Trevor, would you agree? Everyone's kind of spread out, unless you're in Vegas or something like that. For the most part, everyone's all over the place. So I guess my question is how much support within the boxing community of fighters and trainers do you guys have to lean on in terms of, in between fights like we're talking about? Is there anything like that out there?
I'd say for me, not not really. We're pretty I don't know, I divided. Like, I don't know. It's not that close knit here for me anyway.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I mean, we live in a pocketed continent, right? I mean, not everything's
yeah.
connected. Whereas you go to the UK from tip to bottom, it's full,
Hmm.
right? So it's just like that's why I'm always wondering, like within the boxing communities in both continents, how close are the boxers to one another to help each other in these kind of scenarios and situations in day-to-day life? Because this is
I mean,
something we see or hear about, right?
I've met some of the best people you'd ever meet through boxing because of
Mhm.
boxing. So I've got some great friends through boxing. There's no like official support system or anything like that, mate. Just through friends and
It's
like that,
unwritten. It's
sparring
unwritten.
partners and like just one of my good friends. He's 6'6" heavyweight. Obviously, we never spar, but just both boxed amateur, pro. Just sort of can relate to each other, stuff like that, really. But
Right. Cool, cool, cool.
both had a
Yeah.
mix of wins and losses, so can both sort of relate to it.
How important is the gyms to you guys for you for what Martin was talking about? To that relatability within the environment that you work in.
What, sorry, what do you mean? But can
I mean, is it important for you that when you're in the gyms, you're in the camps, that you're around boxers, you're around boxing minds, and when you're off camp, do you still surround yourself with boxing minds, or do you have to completely switch off? Otherwise, work overload, or overstressing yourselves. Has any been an issue with that?
what
Trevor,
I think.
sorry,
Oh,
Martin,
sorry.
carry on.
No,
No,
I think
carry on, Martin.
like success breeds success. If you're in a gym with other good boxers and good cut, like that rubs off, and you get better. And yeah, that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think success
Yeah.
breeds success. Having other good
Yeah,
boxers in the gym makes you better. But personally, myself, after I like to have a week or two just away from boxing, not around that, and then I'll start to miss it again, and I'll go straight back to it. That's me, but yeah,
yeah. That's a
people
great
might.
question, actually. Trevor, do you have to miss it to get your hunger back?
You know, I I start missing it about a month after my fight. About a month
Yeah.
after, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to get back into camp. I'm ready to, get another one scheduled. So yeah,
Mm,
for me about a month, and I'm, just itching to get back for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find, Gary, that you have to find new motivations for every new fight and camp?
Um, I'm not sure. My always kind of a similar motivation, just to provide for my family and just progress and win the next fight to get on to the next one to make it work more. I guess that's kind of you go up the ladder with each and every fight if you win, and that's what motivates me, just to provide a living for my family. And of course, I never lost the sight of the goal. I want to become a world champion, and I still believe I can on the night. I think I have the power and the ability, the experience, and I still believe I could do it if if I got the right opponent, the right stylistic opponent on the right night. Like I didn't play against Irislan Lara, he didn't suit me, for example. But if it was a opponent more suitable to myself, I believe I have the ability to become a world champion one day. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely. Mate, I love the conviction and it's this conviction, this strength of character that you could tell that you deal with life pretty very well outside the boxing ring. You're a family man. You have your children around you. You do your activities. You're just a typical father. Same with you,
Yeah,
Trevor. You strike me as a man who doesn't let a lot get to him, and that's through your strength of character, your routines, your family, your faith, and and self belief. And that
Mhm.
you exude a strong and happy character that that you deal with issues as they come, and you don't let yourself get overawed. Martin, you strike me as a very level-headed young man. Again, similarly, he does not let a lot get to him and stress himself out. Who identifies when he needs to take time away from the ring,
Mhm.
identifies that he needs to cleanse his boxing soul, and then let himself get bored and come back into it.
Yeah.
If I can come back to you, Gary, first, a message for anyone who may be going through some issues outside the camp, what advice do you give to people in that position?
I've had good few issues myself in my own life, and some
Aha.
difficult ones. And a saying I like is, "This too shall pass." And everything does pass by. It's
Mhm.
one I kind of live by. And I just always like to think as well, the sun will always shine again. It might be a storm in your life, or in life, the weather might be bad, it might be a storm, but the sun will shine again one day. And life is a bit like that too. You might be going through some tough times, but times will get good again. So, like, just keep going, and you'll get through it. Just hang in there.
Hmm.
Thank you,
Amazing.
mate. Thank you
Beautiful.
very much. Trevor, same for you, mate.
Man, I'd tell them to build a relationship with Jesus and get to know God and get into Scripture. And man, yeah, like Spike said, it does pass. Going through those hard times, it always does. And out of that fire, you're forged new, and you build that experience in life, and just keep moving forward, man. This life, it's a beautiful gift that we've been given, and
Mhm.
we have to enjoy every day that we have. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, Trevor. Martin, to you, sir.
Well, couple of things. I agree with what these two gentlemen have said. That's the first thing. A therapy for me has always been physical exercise, training, that sort of stuff. Gives me a buzz. I love it. But another thing is just think of things you're thankful for
Hmm.
when life is that bad. Because there's little things, you know, all right, I'm going to have a hot shower in a minute. A lot of the world can't have a hot shower. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a
Yes.
roof over my head, I've got my family. Like, you start recounting things that you're thankful for, and just, yeah, don't worry about it. Just duck and dive your way through it, and yeah, you get there.
Absolutely. I completely agree with
Yeah.
that statement. Well said, man. Well said.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
It
I
makes sense.
surprised
Bobby,
myself
any...
there. Surprised myself.
You did a great job, mate. Absolutely great job. Bobby, any last words from you, sir, on what our guests have
Yeah,
said
look, I
tonight?
mean, at the end of the day, everyone, we see you, gentlemen, and thank you for, I don't mean this like in a military way, but thank you for entertaining us. Thank you for giving us the moments. Thank you for giving us guys like Neutral and I a platform to talk about you guys and to share these stories. It's absolutely amazing. We only are witness and only able to see what the media shows us and what you guys show us in terms of your ring walks and whatnot, but we don't get to see all these other little pieces which make you guys. So thank you for letting us in to the back curtain. If we can call it, we're pulling back the fourth wall. So thank you for letting us in. Absolutely amazing. I appreciate it.
That's all right.
Yes, thank you,
You send my check in the post, yeah?
Done.
Yeah.
Done. It's going to come from Mr. Neutral.
Certainly will. It may not be signed, but it'll be in the
Yeah,
post.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
look,
yeah, yeah.
Trevor, I'll send you yours from North America.
I didn't know.
Nice.
It's a pleasure to come on. 2 world level boxers I'm chatting with, and you two guys. It's brilliant, mate. Thank you.
No,
It's been a
it's
blessing for me as well
absolute
to be
privilege.
with all you guys. Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah,
Absolute
great getting on.
privilege.
Great getting on with you guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. McCumby and Mr. Spike Sullivan, Mr. Martin Hillman, my good friend Bobby Sampson from Sanford Chance over in Canada, collaborating with us here tonight on Red Corner Boxing, with me, Mr. Neutral, and Jams in the background. We thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. But before we go, just a little message from me, as you've all heard the guys talk about tonight about their mindsets pre-fights, during the fights, after the fights, what they have to deal with in and out the ring, and in between camps. And if these guys can talk, anyone could talk, because these guys have been at the highs and the lows of boxing, and have been and know it. But look at them, how strong, strength of character, by simply following 3 simple rules: live well, have faith, and just go with the flow. And you never know what's round the corner. I always say, don't worry about what's happening tomorrow, because it's not here yet. Having said that, this episode of Mental Health Mondays has come to an end. We're sponsored by EasyStorage.com for all your local nationwide needs, and Boxing Fight Zone for your apparel and merchandise needs as well. Check them all out in the links in the bio. Once again, episode 2, Civvy Street, has come to an end. Thank you all for joining us. I hope to speak to you all again in the near future very soon. Join us for episode 3 in January, first Monday in January. We'll be having more guest boxers on. And we'll talk about mental health. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Adios. See you soon.
I'm moving. I'm going. I can't stop. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going.